Welcome back to another edition of the Giants Huddle podcast brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the Giants. I'm John Schmeelk. It's time to take a look at the cornerback position, a spot with a lot of competition this year for the New York Giants. Some young players, some vets, rookie Dru Phillips, a bunch of other players. But, of course, the player that fans probably are most excited to see in his second year is cornerback Deonte Banks.
Let's do it.
Now we're joined by Giants second-year cornerback Deonte Banks. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
I'm doing great. All right, so tell me from your perspective, what is it you like about this new defensive system that Shane Bowen's put in? How's it going to help you out?
I really love it, to be honest. Honestly, like, it's still aggressive. So, like, I love, and I also, like, love playing man, so I still love it. It's still fun.
So, you know, and it's funny. There's a lot of people, when they hear zone, they think, all right, back off, keep things in front of you.
Right.
But that's not what this zone defense is. Can you kind of explain that kind of dichotomy for fans?
It's still aggressive. Like, for me, it's still aggressive. It's still going to be the same, basically. It's just playing a little bit more zone, like, just a little bit.
And I think we've seen it in practice. Like, you guys have been all over the football.
Yeah.
In the secondary. It seems like, have you guys caught on to this pretty quick, and why?
We're learning. We're still learning, but we're honestly still getting better with it. So we're having fun with it. Trying to figure out what we need to do, figure out little tweaks in there. So it's good. It's good for us, especially OTAs. It's a good time to get, you feel me, just to learn the defense and try to be everybody just work together. So it's good for us. Yeah,
you mentioned you like to play press man. You were really good at that coming out of college.
Yeah.
You did that great last year. But when we spoke last year, I think it was maybe week 13 or whatever, we had the discussion. You're like, well, remember, I got my interceptions playing zone last year, right?
Yeah.
You remember the conversation?
Yeah.
So is this, and all the DBs that I've talked to have said, what they like about this system is eyes on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what that means to you.
Really just try to play the ball now. We can play more eyes on the quarterback with. So if you see the ball, you can go get it now.
Now, that requires a lot of preparation, though, too, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to anticipate. Talk to me how your film study helps make this offense and your ability to watch the quarterback a little bit more effective.
Really just knowing what's coming, knowing what to expect, and knowing, like, when I can look so I can go get the ball and being aggressive.
Now, you've never been one to lack for confidence.
Yeah,
So,
never.
So I'm not going to ask you more confident in a second.
Right,
Because
for sure.
I know you were confident last year.
Yeah, you know.
So what's the difference for you in your second year in the NFL, having a full offseason? You don't have to worry about, running for the combine. You don't got to worry about getting drafted. You're actually here working on your game all offseason. What's going to be different for Tay Banks in year two?
Really just, like I said, like I keep saying, knowing what's coming, knowing what to expect, and knowing when to be aggressive, when I can go get this, when I can do that. That's really just what it is, a mental aspect. Because physically, I'm always going to be there.
Oh, yeah, you're good. I'm not going to have you name names. I'm not going to get you in trouble. But
sure.
Have you looked at the schedule and have you circled certain opponents and receivers like, I can't wait to take this guy, I can't wait to take that guy?
Yeah, really just focusing on getting better every day and ultimately week one.
What's the upside for the secondary? You got some vets back there. You got some young vets like you. You got a couple of rookies in Tyler Newbin and Dru Phillips.
We compete. We're a real competitive group. We love to compete. And we're going to make each other better.
All right, final question. I want to ask you about the wide receivers that you're covering in practice every day. Now, you can't play press man. You can't be overly physical because of the rules, and I know that. And I know that kills you inside, and you can't wait to do that in the summer.
For real.
I know you can't wait to do it. But give me a preview of what you think this wide receiver core can be.
A great, elite group. They can be an elite group. Really elite. Because they're fast, they're explosive. It's going to be a real good group.
And I think you said this earlier. You and Neighbors, like, athletically, you guys are really similar. Are you looking forward to having matchups with him over the course of training camp?
Yes, for sure. Always.
How good of a receiver can he be?
Elite. He can be real good. We're going to make each other better, though. We're going to work. It's going to be fun.
Well, I can't wait to see it in training camp.
Right,
Hey, good stuff, my man.
Appreciate
it, dude. Now we're joined by Giants cornerback Cor'Dale Flott. Cor'Dale, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
So you've been bellied back outside now.
Yep.
You're kind of like a ping pong ball. You just kind of go back and forth.
Uh-huh.
Are you happy with the move back outside?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely excited for it. It really don't matter to me, just whatever the team needs and whatever we need as defense. So I'm definitely excited.
What do you like about playing outside?
That I can narrow the game down more. I can use the sideline as a 12th man and, be able to play off, play press, have an idea of what's coming next. So, I like the concept of it. So.
And probably not having as many pulling guards kind of narrowing in on you probably isn't a bad thing either, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you're right about that. Yes, sir.
What are some of the things from a technique perspective that Shane Bowen is trying to teach you guys outside in this system that maybe is a little bit different than what you had with Wink the last couple of years?
Most importantly, film study. When you dive into film and his defense, it's a simple defense. So in that way, in that aspect, people gonna know what you in, what type of coverage you in. So I feel like you gotta dial in on watching film on the other opponents, and figure out the player that you're going against and what they like to do. So it'd be more so about us first, then them second. So that's how I see the difference.
Is it fair to call it more of a read and react system than
Yes.
a dictating type of
Yeah,
system?
that's fair to say.
How so?
Because like I said, it's a zone defense, and so it's easy to pick up if you're not bluffing too much. So I feel like you got to read and react. When the ball's thrown, everybody's eyes on the QB. So
You took the words out of my mouth. I was
Yeah.
going to say eyes on the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I got to imagine for a defensive backfield, you guys want to make plays on the ball, right?
Exactly.
That makes it a ton easier for you guys to go
Yeah.
out there and make plays on the ball, right?
yeah,
But and this goes back to a couple answers ago. You can't do that if your prep's not right? Because in
Right.
order to anticipate correctly, you need to know what your offense, the opposing offense, is trying to do in different situations.
Exactly.
Is that stuff that you're working on already, watching
Yeah.
opponents?
Yeah, we can do that as well. But right now we learn about the technical stuff. We building that chemistry. We starting to learn within each other and who fits what in what spot. So right now we doing that. And as the game goes and as we get more film out, we're gonna be able to do so.
And I got to imagine communication for you guys is probably also
Oh, yeah.
paramount in this type of zone match too, right?
Top tier.
How
yeah.
so? Why? Why is it so important?
Because communication, everybody got an ideal job, and you got to handle it as your 111 the best you can. And it'll leave a spot or hole in the defense if you don't do your job, and it'll show. So
Now that you're heading into this year and you kind of have a more defined role, I think, based on terms of what they're asking you to do, right? Where do you think you're going to be able to take the biggest jump as a player now that you're kind of stationed out there across from Deonte as the outside corner?
just for right now, I'm just working on being a factor. Right now, I'm working on being the best version of myself, and the biggest jump I'm trying to make is, like I said, be a factor on defense. So building that trust within the other guys and within myself so I can be able to perform.
When you say be a factor, explain to me what you mean by factor.
I want to be dominant. I want this side of the field to be dominant. I want to show the world what I got. So
Because it's funny, when people think zone, they think off coverage, keep everything in front of you. But look, I got to be honest, and we put the video up on all our platforms. You guys aren't playing soft coverage out there.
Yeah, nah.
And you aren't allowed to do press man yet or anything because you
Right.
can't do any contact.
Right.
So talk about that balance between being off and playing zone. But you guys have gotten your hands on the football a ton.
Yeah.
So explain to me kind of how you balance those two parts of the defense out.
changing up the perspective for the quarterback, is whether that's zone align or blitz align or man align, giving the quarterback different looks, meaning going up on third down or staying back on first and second, just whichever the game plan may be. And so changing up the looks for the quarterback, make them hard to identify what we in or what type of pressures we're in. So I feel like we're excited for that.
What's your feel for Dru Phillips?
I
in your
like
corner?
him, explosive, smart, instinctive player. I feel like I like him at that nickel spot. He's a good player, like all around. Like I like to see it. So
How do you think the secondary unit as a group is coming together?
I love it. We all young guys, and we all continue to build that chemistry. Like I said a while ago, we continue to learn about each other, take notes from Jalen Mills. We got an extra veteran in the room, and so we're just building off of it.
Final question. How much does it help your group, even though the DC is different, the system is different, to still have Jerome Henderson-Rome back there with you guys, helping you translate maybe what you learned the last 2 years into, all right, well, it might be called something different in this system, but you've done this and this is what it is. Is that kind of how the conversations go?
Yeah, it's exactly how it's going. The extra meeting time, extra film time within us as a group, as players, to learn the different terminology within each other and to be able to be on the same page. That way we on the field, we can all communicate on the same page. So
Cor'Dale, we can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah,
appreciate the time, my
appreciate
man. Thank you.
You love turf. You're good at it. So you start a turf biz. Business grows, your savings grow. Become the most celebrated name in turf. Are you ready for all that life brings?
Now we're joined by Giants defensive back, David Long Jr. David, how are you, man?
I'm doing great.
All right, tell me about what it's been like trying to kind of pick up everything they're trying to have you do in this defensive system over the past couple months.
It's been great. Good group of guys in terms of the DB room. Young in terms of experience with a lot of talent. And so, just been picking up things from them. I'm family friends, and I grew up with Darnay Holmes, so he's been able to help me get adjusted. So, taking everything in stride and being grateful to be here. And I think it's a really good opportunity. And then just also taking the coaching from Shane and Rome and just
being the best I can be.
Yeah, you talk about Darnay trying to get you used to things, but this is kind of new for him too, right? New defensive coordinator. All you guys are kind of in the same boat trying to learn this thing from scratch, right?
Absolutely. I mean, he was here, maybe a few weeks before. I had to catch myself up on the first couple of
that makes
installs.
sense.
I got here in May, so yeah.
As a veteran, you've seen a lot in this league. You've been in different systems, obviously. How similar or dissimilar is this to things you've been asked to do in the past?
Like you said, I think I've seen pretty much everything. I've played a variety of positions, so I feel like this is just pretty encompassing of everything that I've done in my career in the league. And so, it'd be maybe a little bit of everything, but I'm just preparing myself to play anywhere needed. And just, going through the coaching, taking the coaching from all positions and just taking everything in stride. I know I've been in the league a good amount of time, but I always treat this time as like a novice and just trying to learn everything that I can before we head into training camp. What
are the things that are good about this system that helps the defensive back play high-level football?
I just feel like from a D coordinator standpoint, Shane gives good clarity on, how he wants things to play out and where he wants the plays to be made and by who. So I feel like as a veteran, that gives me a good opportunity and just a mindset when I'm watching film or, looking at plays of where I can position myself or where he would like the corners to be or the nickels to be or the safeties to be. And so that can kind of, give me some anticipation as far as the communication on the back end.
You expect yourself to be outside mostly in the slot? What do they think they're going to use you the most?
I have no idea. I'm just prepared to play everywhere.
You can play both, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. I've played both slot. I've played nickel. I've also played some money backer. So, I've done everything.
All right, finally, for Giant fans that maybe haven't seen you play in the past, describe your game for them. What do you bring to the football field game in, game out?
Man, describing my game.
It's tough to do sometimes, you know what I mean?
I mean, when I think about it, I came in the league as a cover corner, but I've played a variety of positions. I played inside and outside, so I kind of look at myself in many ways as a Swiss Army knife. Played a lot of positions. Like I said, I've been coveted as a cover corner, going there and, cover guys. That's what I was when I came in, but I've kind of grown into somebody that's, been as cerebral as I am as far as the athletic side, as far as covering. So, yeah, I guess I put Swiss Army knife.
Thanks for the time, man. Appreciate
thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, now we're joined by Giants cornerback Tre Hawkins. Tre, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, dude. So last year you got thrown into the deep end of the pool. It's like you don't get floaties. You're just going in and you better swim or you're going to sink.
Yeah.
How did you grow as a player being put through that early in the year, being asked to do so much, coming in as a day 3 draft pick?
I feel like every year, from me just growing up, every time I play football, I always kind of been one of those guys who, once they see me play, they just always threw me in the fire. So it's always going to I'm going to learn with experience as I go, but that's how I feel like I just grew with that, just getting thrown in the fire and just with that experience.
When you had a chance after the season to look back down, obviously at the time it's tough, right? You're trying to figure things out as you go. When you had a chance to go back and look at it, what are the things that you took from it that you did learn from that experience to make yourself a better player?
Just the IQ of the game, football 101, just things and cheats that'll help you within that play. Yeah.
How do you think this defensive system suits your skill set?
Wink is more of an aggressive, and Shane's aggressive too, but in his own way. He's more of a zone-based defense, and I like it. I mean, I kind of played this defense a little bit in college, more so zone rather than just man and blitz. So, I mean, yeah, it's a good defense.
What is it you like about the zone part of it that maybe plays to your skill set?
You just got more vision, so you can break on the play better. You can read the ball better. When you're playing corner, you're pressed. A lot of the times, you're just not going to get a pick. Unless you not saying know the play, but you have to really be in a great position.
Well, you have tunnel vision on the one guy in front of you,
you're
right?
looking at your receiver. In zone, you can read more keys, read more this and that, so it helps.
And I imagine that plays into your preparation too, right?
Yeah, of course.
In order to anticipate, you got to kind of have an idea of what the offense is trying to do to you.
Of course.
What is it about the way Bowen's taught you guys and some of the vets in the room that you think are going to help you improve that part of your game as you can move forward?
You say the way Shane?
Yeah, the way Shane's teaching you, the way Jerome Henderson's in there with you, and some of the vets in the room just trying to get you, people watch film, but a lot of times younger players tell me they learn how to watch film more efficiently to get more out of it.
That's kind of what I'm doing now. I had that process last year, just actually learning how to watch film. I never kind of just been a film guy. I was more of a just go out there and compete kind of guy. So
Just asking questions. I mean, everybody's in there. Everybody from Shane to all the way down to any rookie. Like, everybody's willing to answer a question. Everybody's willing to ask a question. So I feel like that kind of helps. Like, because sometimes somebody might not see something the way you see it. So I feel like just asking that question, that'll help. So questions help.
And then finally, special teams is a role for you. You're a bigger guy. You're good on special teams. New kickoff rule.
Yeah.
Give me your feel for it. What do you think?
I mean, it's kind of the same a little bit. They just took out the running. But, yeah, it's going to be a lot more. It's just more aggressive.
And I feel a little less chaotic, right? Because you got to line up
it
so
might
close
it
to
might
each
be
other?
it might be a little more chaotic because like
The results might be for sure.
yeah, like it might be quick touchdown or quick big hit. Like everything gonna happen quick. Like beating the block quick, blocking quick. Everything is so quick and aggressive.
I can't wait to see what everybody does with
Yeah.
it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Trey, good stuff, man.
Yes, sir. Nice
Enjoy
to
the
meet
rest of the summer. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
it.
You're ready for a change. Payday comes early with Citizens, so go to that retreat. New you moves to the country. Now you're raising goats and launching a lifestyle brand. Are you ready for all that life brings?
Football is coming, and so is the next college semester. If you need funding, a Citizens student loan could help you pay for 100% of your school certified cost. Get your rate quote in about 2 minutes at citizensbank.com/payforcollege. And now we're joined by Giants defensive back, Nick McCloud. And I say defensive back because I don't know what to call you anymore, dude. They put you at safety. They had the outside corner last year. Now you're playing the slot in OTAs. Why do you think you're able to move around and they have confidence in you to play all these different spots?
I mean, just like you said, just the trust between the coaches and myself and my teammates, most importantly, just to go out there and just, they know I'm going to get in my playbook and just do everything I can to help the team win. You know what I'm saying? So that's more so what it is, I feel like.
Now, you've been in a bunch of different defenses in the league. Tell me about Shane Bowen's defense. Does it remind you anything? Like, how does that change for your responsibilities for the secondary in general based on what you guys did with Wink the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like last year, everybody knows it was a lot more pressure, a lot more blitz man.
Yep.
But this year, we got a lot more vision on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's going to benefit myself and the defense as a whole. So we got some guys up front that's going to go get the quarterback, and we get to play with some vision. So that's going to be beneficial to all of us.
And I got to imagine that's a lot of preparation too, right? Because you got vision on the quarterback.
Yeah.
That means you're anticipating, and you can only anticipate correctly if you've watched the tape and know what the team's trying to do to you, right?
Nah, definitely. Like you said, we all got to be tied in together. All got to be tied into what the offense trying to do to us as well. So it's going to be a fun year. You know what I'm saying? We still working through some kinks, but it's still OTAs and mini camps, so we got time to get it done.
Absolutely. And you got some young guys back there too. Second-round draft pick Tyler Newbin at safety, Dru Phillips, third-round pick at cornerback. How have the young guys kind of picked up everything you guys are trying to teach them?
I mean, they've been picking up pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't really ask too much of them. We just ask that they come in and just play hard, work hard, and then just study the playbook hard. And they've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely proud of those guys and how they approach this off-season program for sure.
I want to talk to you about special teams too, because that's a big part of your game. What has it been like working with new special teams coordinator Michael Goldberg?
I mean, it's been good. It's been good. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a little bit different with some of the rules and everything, but it's been good. So
you talk about the rules. What's your impression of the new kickoff rule?
I mean, I really don't have an impression of it right now. Just go out there, see ball, get ball. That's how you know what I'm saying. That's how I see special teams. So I'm saying so. Really don't have too much to say because I haven't really seen it how it's gonna play out yet. So we'll see though.
How do you think you've been in the league? You know how these coaches kind of try to set things up. How do you think that's going to go? Are we going to have you think some big returns early in the year as the teams try to kind of? Because I don't think anybody has a damn clue what anyone's planning to do on these kickoffs, and I think it's going to be a huge surprise once we get to week one.
I have no clue, and I'll be lying if I said I did have a clue. So I have no clue. So. Yeah.
Is that fun though? Like they're kind of going in, and then everyone's kind of trying to figure this out together at the same time.
I mean, I guess you could say it's fun, but me personally, I'm
a little scary
I'm
too,
a guy
right?
that kind of like wants to know what I'm getting into. So yeah.
Well, it should be fun to see. Nick, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks so much.
Appreciate that. Thank
Good
you.
stuff. And now we're joined by Giants rookie cornerback Dru Phillips. Andrew, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
So, how has the transition been for you so far from college to the pros wearing the big blue?
It's been good. You know, I love every bit of it. I'm in here, I'm having fun, but I'm just locked in, and it's been a good transition. You know, Coach Rome and everybody, they set me up for a good opportunity, and I'm just trying to come in, and I'm going full speed. I'm gonna mess up, but it's part of learning, and it's been good.
Now on the field, you've pretty much been exclusively nickel, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Are you? I know, because a lot of times they say they want everybody learning everything. Are you doing the mental part of the stuff for outside too, or did they tell you, look, to get things started, just focus in on the nickel, focus in on the slot, and that's going to be your first priority?
Yeah, that's definitely how it was. They came in, it's like they want that to be my first priority, and then but I'm always listening to that corner stuff. So and I'm like, well, I be watching it sometimes. I'm like, I can still go out there. I know I can go out there and still do it sometimes. Like, I played it like this before, but right now it's just nickel, and I'm learning that, getting that locked down, and just taking mental notes.
And you played nickel in college. This is nothing new to you, obviously. We had a chance to talk to your coaches on our podcast a few weeks ago, talking about you, like, locking in and working it. And I remember there was a competition, right? And they decided to have, I forget the name of your teammate. They ended up having, had him play outside, and you moved into the slot. And they loved the way that you embraced the role and attacked it. Why was that a position that you thought kind of fit your skill set, your attitude, and kind of what you're good at?
Yeah, it's just like when it comes down to it, and when you're at that nickel and you're like in the run game, I'm physical. I like to be.
Oh, you're right in the run game in that nickel, man. Like, you got pulling guards coming at you.
It's
stuff,
like guards, tackles. I've never really shied away from them, no matter how big. So being in there and just proving to myself that I can go in there and I can compete and win against some of these guys and do it. That's always been something like I'm a competitor. So when they gave me that role, I was like, shoot, like I'm gonna do it to the best I can, and I went in there and did it. Now I'm here. So it's just putting your best foot forward every day.
And I know the outside guys get all the hype and all that stuff. I think slot's a lot tougher. You talked about the run game stuff. There's a lot of moving pieces in there, things going on, and you got to deal with the two-way go.
Yeah.
You don't have the sideline there. This guy can run it out, he can run it in, and there's a whole lot of field on either side of you that you got to cover. So how do you kind of try to mitigate all that space and shrink the field a little bit when you're in the slot one-on-one against some of these really quick and fast wide receivers?
Yeah, that's definitely the hard part. But when you get in there and you're playing the game, it's what makes good slots because you're always going to have some type of help somewhere. Like when you're playing slot, there's always going to be somewhere, but where you can really separate is use those people around you and really like knowing your defense and where everyone's supposed to be at. So as you use those type of guys and know where your help's going to be, you can kind of eliminate some of those two-way goes. But on top of it, you got to be quick and you got to almost anticipate. It's a lot of anticipation and knowing what you're doing down there. So put all those things together, and that's what makes a good slot corner, and that's what I'm trying to be at.
Now, you hit it, man. How is Jerome Henderson and some of the vets in the room? Even Jalen Mills, who's a safety, he did play slot back in the day. I'm sure he's talked to you a lot about it. Nick McCloud's been there with the ones. What are some of the things that they told you about transitioning to that nickel role in the NFL that maybe is a little bit different than college?
Yeah, I mean, me and Mills, we get extra work in every day after practice. He's been a mentor in every aspect. Like there'll be days he's like, I don't like the way you play this, so after practice we'll go and we'll touch up on it. He'll show me like the benefits of playing a different way.
Does he see that live, or does he see that after he looks at the tape of practice afterwards?
No, he sees it live.
He sees it live? Interesting.
He sees it live, and he'll go and just do it because he's so experienced where he can see it. And every single day is a learning experience, especially with him and some of those older guys like Nick. I go to him all the time and ask for stuff, but it's good having guys in there that's played the position, that knows what they're doing. And I'm a rook, and I'm just trying to soak it all in. Like I don't think I know, but everything they say, I listen. And I just learn from it, and I'm taking everything they say.
Do you and Tyler ever get together, the two rookies, and you kind of sit down? I know you kind of different positions, but but you guys are both DBs and compare notes and then try to smooth out the rough edges as you guys try to figure this out at the same time.
Yeah, because we sit next to each other, so it's almost like, and especially Tyler, because he's such a smart guy. Like I don't get it, but he's such a smart guy. And
everyone has said that, by the way, how he's picked things up quickly.
He picks things up fast, and I'm the type of guy to go make mistakes. So there's times where we have to compare and contrast and like bump heads, but that's just like part of learning. And anytime I hear him talking or just like anything, I'm just listening because we piggyback off each other. He can go down, like he's the type of guy, he knows all the like safety to know everything, where he can go play that nickel. And I'm trying to get to a point where I can know everything under, I can go back and play that safety. So we piggyback, and we're just trying to fuel off each other.
Finally, have you had it? I'm trying to think back. I've watched all your reps in the spring. I think you've done it a couple times. Are you looking forward to lining up across some fellow rookie Malik Neighbors and doing some reps at some point in the summer?
I haven't guarded him too much, but I look up against it. Like he's a cool guy, but I know on that field he has things that made him a first top 10 pick, and he's
you guys are both in the SEC. You know that.
He's a great competitor. So I'm always looking forward to go against him. It's just gonna make me better, and I want to see what he's talking about. So. I'm excited for that.
Dru, this was fun, man. I can't wait to see you on the field when the pads come on in the summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for being with us on this cornerbacks edition of the Giants Huddle podcast, brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the Giants. Thanks for being with us throughout this offseason as we get ready for training camp and we focus on the Giants' defense and offense position by position. I'm John Schmeelk. We will see you next time, everybody.